What's up YouTube, it's Winstonee back today to give you guys a new video after a 3-week hiatus. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel and turn on those notifications so you'll be the first to know when I come back with a new video after a little hiatus. Because if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know I go on these little hiatuses a lot. So yeah, subscribe. I made a few videos in the past on how to make your hair grow, but I've never made one on why your hair isn't growing. And they pretty much both go hand in hand, but sometimes you just gotta hear from a different perspective. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 reasons on why your hair is not growing. And we're just gonna jump right into it. So reason number 1 on why your hair may not be growing is because is from not knowing your hair porosity. Knowing your hair porosity is one of the most important things to know when growing your hair or even just taking care of it, because it lets you know the best way your hair can take in products, which is super important for the growth process. If you have high porosity hair, it means your hair absorbs products quickly and loses the products just as quickly, which means when you put shampoo and conditioner in your hair, it just runs right in your hair and runs right out. So it don't absorb and hold the products in as it's supposed to. Now on the other side of the spectrum, if you have low porosity hair, it means your hair has a difficult time in taking in products. Now one of the most simplest ways you can find out your hair porosity, I've demonstrated this in a video in the past, is the glass in a water test. So pretty much what you do is you get a glass, fill it with water, and put one of your strands of hair inside of the water. Then you wait a few minutes, and if the strand is floating at the top of the water, that means your hair has low porosity because it's not absorbing the water like it should. If the hair strand sinks to the bottom of the water, that means the hair strand is absorbing too much water, causing it to get heavy and float down to the bottom of the glass. So if the hair strand is floating in the middle of the water, that means you pretty much have perfect porosity hair and it's taking in just enough water to make it moisturize. Like I said previously, knowing this goes hand in hand with knowing how much product you should use in your hair, how often you should use that product, which leads me to my second reason on why your hair might not be growing, and that's your hair regimen. If you want your hair to grow or to be healthy, it's important to have a routine or the right routine. It's just like working out. You know, if you want to build muscle or lose weight, you have to have a workout routine. But don't forget, it also has to be the right routine, because the wrong routine can actually put you in a worse position than you started. A lot of you ask me how often I shampoo, condition, and moisturize my hair, and then I tell you my hair routine. But just because that routine works for me doesn't necessarily mean that that routine will work for your hair. For example, I condition my hair every day, but for someone with high porosity hair, conditioning your hair every day will actually be bad for your hair because it's absorbing a lot of that product, which will cause you to get product buildup a lot faster than I would, because my hair is low porosity and is more resistant to products. And this goes back to my first tip of knowing your hair porosity, to know what type of hair products to have and know how much product your hair can take to ultimately create an effective hair routine. Reason number 3 for why your hair might not be growing is not being consistent. Consistency is so important, you know, especially with anything pretty much, and it's especially important for growing hair. It's easier to improve something with consistency. It's important to take time out of your day, when you need to at least, to take care of your hair. So if you need to take an hour out of your day to shampoo, condition, and then put a deep conditioner in there, it's important to take that time out every week to do that. If you don't do that every week, then that ultimately affects your hair growth and it growing as fast or as long as you want it to. Reason number 4 for why your hair might not be growing is your diet. What you put in your body is just as important as what you put in your hair. Certain foods actually help your hair grow. It's not just about the products. Now, breaking down the diet and how certain foods help your hair grow is a whole separate video on its own. I actually made a video like that a while back. I'll link it somewhere in this video. I probably have to make an updated video just giving more foods and details from that video, but you can still watch that video. It's still valid. All the points in there are still valid. But anyways, protein, vitamins, biotin, those are all super important for helping your hair to grow, and it's important to know which foods are rich in those things and will help your hair grow more effectively. You can find those in foods like vegetables, you know, all your vegetables, carrots, spinach. Spinach is really good for vitamin E. Avocados is also a great source for vitamin E. You can eat things like eggs. Eggs are a really good source of protein and biotin. You have things like shrimp, sweet potato, beans. Those are all really good, really nutritious. The list goes on, and like I said, this subject could be a whole video on its own. Just know that your diet affects how healthy and how long your hair is growing. And last but not least, tip number 5 on why your hair might not be growing is genetics. As much as I want to be a believer in the phrase anyone can grow their hair as long as they want to, genetics makes that untrue, unfortunately. It's the sad truth that everyone must face at one point or another in their life. Genetics plays a big part in how long your hair grows, just like it plays a big part in every other feature in your body. That's a lot of the reasons why people start having receding hairlines and go bald at different ages. For some people, you know, you start going bald at a really young age. For some, it's at a much older age. And for some, it's not at all. You just simply can't help which way it goes when it comes to genetics. The most you can do until some amazing invention is created where you can have long hair forever and the perfect hairline is just to take care of your hair as best as you can. So pretty much learning from the other tips in this video. Alright guys, so that's all the tips I have for you right now. Please give this video a thumbs up if any of these tips were helpful for you or helpful for your hair journey. And make sure to share this video with anyone else that needs to hear it who's trying to grow their hair out. Also make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know if any of you guys are struggling with anything on the list. And I'll see you guys next week with a new video.